professional. So I'd like everyone to join. All right, so today we'll be looking at emotional intelligence. Sorry for the brief profile, but maybe after the class, I'll still share my full profile. But for now, just know my name is Ifeoma Eze, and I am a senior emotional intelligence professional. And I'm also a chartered management consultant and many other things. All right, so for today, let's focus on the class for emotional intelligence. Okay, so our course objectives for today are as follows. We'll be defining emotional intelligence. We'll be describing the history of emotional intelligence. We will explain what emotional intelligence, the EQ, really is. Then we'll list the benefits of emotional intelligence. We'll explain the relation between emotions and the brain. Then we'll explain the stages of emotional hijack. We'll explain categorization of people, and then we'll differentiate between the high IQ and high EQ in this class. Also in this class, we'll be explaining the importance of EI at workplace. We'll be explaining the competencies of EI. We'll be explaining the ways to boost self-confidence. We'll be explaining the ways to have effective group interactions. We will also list the characteristics of high and low EI. We'll also explain the principles of building your EQ, and then we'll describe the measures of emotional intelligence. We'll be able to do all of this if time permits us. And while we work on this, I like everyone to be very interactive. My class is usually very interactive. So as we begin, I like to ask this question. When you hear emotional intelligence, what comes to your mind first? What first comes to your mind? The moment you hear emotional intelligence, please tell me what comes to your mind first. Now, please do not be afraid. There are no wrong or right, there are no wrong answers in my class. Every answer, we try to see from your perspective. So feel free, tell us in the chat room, when you hear emotional intelligence, what comes to your mind? What's the first thing you understand it to be? Please share with me in the chat room. I'd like to read from you. All right. So let us know in the chat room. Okay. Let us know in the chat room. When you hear emotional intelligence, what comes to mind? Don't be afraid. In fact, you can be the first to answer the question. Even if you're not right, there is always a right aspect, a right perspective to your answer. So don't be afraid. Just go ahead. Give me your answers in the chat room. Okay, I hope I've not gone off again. Okay, so if you can actually hear me, just type yes. So I'm sure I'm not alone. If you can actually hear me, type yes. Oh, all right. Thank you for your yes answer, Alice Jane Brown. All right, so thank you, Grace. She has given me the first answer. She said, emotional intelligence has to do with how you feel and how you interpret your actions. Beautiful, beautiful. Do we have more people giving their own thoughts to this? Yes, thank you, Adeyemi Caleb, for your yes answer. At least I know I'm not alone anymore. All right, so go ahead, just share your thoughts. What do you think? What do you think emotional intelligence is all about? What comes to your mind when you hear the word emotional intelligence? Let me know, let me know. I just need one or two more comments on this. Yes, thank you, Alice Jane Brown. He said, the way we understand and do things. Okay, okay. That's another nice one. All right, one more and then we'll go. One more and then we start. One more. Who can tell me one more? When you think of emotional intelligence, what comes to your mind? What comes to mind? Emotional intelligence. Please respond in the chat room. I see a hand raised, Deimi Caleb, but because we have very limited time, we may not have to unmute for everyone to speak. But please just help me type in the chat room. At the end, when we'll be having questions, I will then unmute so that everybody can speak. That way we'll be able to buy time. Is that okay? Please pardon me. Okay. All right. So why you think on all of this? Let's talk about this. I would use a scenario, a life example to explain what emotional intelligence basically is all about. All right. Okay, I have to reshare my slide so that stop share. Okay. All right, so I have another comment from Adeyemi Caleb. He said, our emotional connection to one's environment. All right, so let's look at this scenario. Okay, understanding one's environment and the response that we give. All right, beautifully said. All right, let's take a look at this story. By way of introduction, we'll be talking about this lady called Helen Anikov. Helen Anikov works at as the vice president of human resources at Fortune Incorporated. Oh. Sorry, my slide is jumping off. Ooh. All right, just give me 1 minute. Let me fix my slide. Okay. Yes, Chimdindu Ndukife has something to say. Has something to say about emotional intelligence. He said the ability to understand emotions, feelings, and the ability to manage them appropriately. That was beautifully said. That was beautifully said. So that's a good one. I'll just try to reshare my slide and then we'll be good to go. Some issues with this slide. All right, so emotional intelligence is not, especially in our world today, is not something that is new or strange. It's something that we have to deal with every day. In fact, researchers have said that we as individuals, we get to experience over 400 emotions each day, whether you are talking with someone, whether you are browsing on your phone over the internet, even social media. If you have to ever go to social media to just scroll through and see what people are saying or what they are doing, you see that we find ourselves having several emotions at different times. And that's why emotional intelligence is key. As human resource professionals, it's important that we know this and know that people have emotions. And in as much as people have been asked over time to bottle up their emotions, especially the males. All right, they make it look like it's a weak thing not to show your emotions. It's not something that it's something that we should really look into. All right, I'm having some little issues with my slide, but I'm working on it to bring it back online.